Hey there, planners. Today I'm going to be sharing how I'm going to be using the Hobonichi weeks in 2025 for health and wellness. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, so I picked up this gorgeous Hobonichi weeks back at the Hobonichi launch and wasn't quite sure how I was going to be using it in 2025. Since then, I've done a lot of planning around my complete planner system, and one of the things I'm going to be adding in 2025 is a dedicated place for me to track health and wellness. And that includes everything from doctor's visits, symptom tracking, cycle tracking, as well as meal planning, healthy meals, grocery list, all of that stuff. That's all going to be going in here in my health and wellness planner because I want a place to be able to come back to and reference, take to the doctor's office, talk about symptoms I'm having, answer questions, all of that stuff. So I want to get into this today and share with you how I'm going to be using it, but I also want to hear from you down in the comments. If you have a dedicated place where you're tracking health and wellness and doctor's visits and meals and all of that stuff, fitness, all of that, let me know what you're using down in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. So first of all, I've got this really gorgeous Moterm weeks cover. I can't remember what the name of this color is, but it's so pretty. I will try to have it linked down below. Moterm on Amazon, which is where I get it, comes in and out of stock all the time. So it's hard to predict what's going to be in stock, but I will try to link to this specific one as well as all the supplies I'm using. If I can't link to this one, I'll link to something similar that I can find from Moterm. Okay, in the pockets, I've just got some decor. I do think there will be times where I will take this on the go with me, and that would be specific to when I'm having a doctor's appointment or I'm traveling, things like that. Otherwise, I think this guy stays at home mostly. So I did do a video about Hobonichi paper. The Hobonichi paper, the Tomoe River paper this year is interesting. I'll have that link down below, but the pen that I'm using is my tried and true. It works on the new paper, the old paper, all the paper. It is the Uni Jetstream multi pen. It is wonderful. One of my favorite pens. So let's get into it. I did a little bit of decorating on the front. This is actually this little character that is from a shop that's no longer open anymore, which absolutely breaks my heart because I love this character. If you know where to get this little character, please let me know down in the comments below because the shop that I used to use is no longer available. And this actually came on a little card. I cut it out and laminated it because I loved it so much. I am in my grandma era, which is super exciting. I love it. It's the very best thing ever. And then just a couple of other things that I pulled off Pinterest or Canva, things like that. So just a little decor for the inside. I do have a Bible verse here. And then I have my health contacts. So I have a kit. This kit came from Virgo and Paper. I've got a few things from Virgo and Paper in here. This is just to cover up the days. It's got the year. And then a little place for notes down here. I believe that this page I will probably use for cycle tracking because it will be a very quick reference place for me to look. I'm not quite sure what I'll do here. I thought about putting some sticky notes here. On this page, I actually just covered it up with white sticker paper and then stamped in health contacts. And I've got a listing here of all of our doctors, pharmacy, dentists, dermatologists, all the doctors with their name and contact information, which of course I will have blurred out here. But that is what is here. And this is again for quick reference. What is normally on this page is a 2020, the previous year and the future year. So 2024, 2026 calendars. I'm not going to need those in this planner. So I had no problem covering it up. This information will be much more handy to me to have in this planner. All right. So with this page, I went back and forth. I thought about trying to do symptom tracking here, but then how do I track the symptoms? I would have to have it like a different color or a different signifier because, these spaces are super tiny. Like that is just really, really tiny. So there's not a lot of room to write any words here. Then if I did let's say I tracked 6 symptoms. That means I have to have 6 different colors with me all the time. And, you know, what if one of them dies and I have to try to get them? Anyway, I probably put way too much thought into this, but where I landed was, this isn't going to be an annual mood tracker. Today was, and if it is filled up a little bit, it was a below average day. If it is halfway full, it was an average day. And if it is all the way full, it is an above average day. So I'm just going to keep it super simple, and I think it will look neat at the end of the year to come back here and see, you know, how many days are completely filled in versus how many days are barely filled in. So that's going to be what I'm going to try here. I don't know. We'll see how it works. I'm not quite sure what to do with this top section. Maybe give it a score, I don't know, or an average, like what's the average number of average days? I'm not sure. I'll figure that out. Or if you have ideas, give me your ideas. What should go here? I do have it tabbed for yearly since this is something I want to be coming to on a daily basis. I imagine that I might not come here daily, but maybe once a week and catch up. That's what I'm thinking. I would use my everyday carry to kind of capture or look back, remember what the day was, and then come here and catch up every now and then. For monthlies, this is my thought for what I'm going to be using the monthlies for. And I have put in the Coffee Monster Co. Weeks monthly decoration kits. I went ahead and got these, and all of them are filled in. Even the little color strip for the numbers, which I love. I do have just some sticky notes. I've got some other sticky notes here about like weekly and stuff like that. What I'm thinking I'm going to use monthly for is, first of all, any healthcare or wellness appointments. For myself and my husband, I'm going to make sure to have those here for reference. I thought about doing gratitude in the boxes, or maybe over here on the sidebar, just writing out some things that I'm grateful for. Health is one of my 2025 goals, and so I imagine that I will have some monthly goals. I'd like to actually put those down here. What are my monthly goals and habits that I'm tracking, things like that. I've seen some really great examples of habit trackers down here. I kind of stink at habit trackers, so I'm not sure that I will do that. But just thinking about using this as a calendar devoted to health and wellness, and those are some of my ideas. I would love to hear from you. What else should I be thinking about using this page for? I kind of want to keep this simple because I think most of my time will be spent in the weekly section, but give me your thoughts and ideas here. Okay, and then I'll flip over to the weeklies. So for the weeklies, here's what I'm thinking. I think this would make a great place to keep track of my grocery list and meal plan. So I'd like to put meal plan here. I like to plan out meals, at least what we're having for dinner, and keep a running grocery list, you know, with the items that we need. I do a lot of my grocery shopping online, so I order groceries. Sometimes I go to the physical grocery store, and if so, I could always carry this. It's pretty small, wallet size. I could always carry this. So I think meals and groceries are a good thing to put here. Some of the other things I also had, keeping a food log. So I plan out what our family will eat for dinner. I don't plan out breakfast and lunch. I like to keep a food log just for my own reference. I think this would be a good place to keep that food log. Also tracking movement and exercise. I can track sleep, water intake, some journaling, because when I think about health and wellness, it's not just physical. I'm also thinking about mental, so I could do some journaling here as well. Those are just some of the ideas that I have. I would love to hear from you. What do you think I should be tracking here in addition to meal planning and grocery list? Those are the things I'm thinking of. Now, I could also do grocery list in the back. I could also do grocery list digitally and save this room for something else. So I'm still kind of playing around with it, but those are initial thoughts. Definitely meal planning, but maybe some other elements too. And then let me get back to the notes pages. I started making a few like reference notes in the back, and this is kind of how I'm thinking about using this section. I've got the master grocery list. Now what I use this for, and I've got room to add other things, but you know, I've got like produce, frozen ingredients, household items. These are things that when I am making the grocery list, I can come here and check just to prompt myself. It's almost like a brain dump trigger list where if I see, you know, dusting spray, that will trigger me to think, oh, do we need that? you know, I can put it on the grocery list. Yogurt. Oh, do we need that? Are we out of yogurt, right? So it just helps prompt me to remember the things that may not be top of mind or that I may not buy every time. That's what this is. I've got a page devoted to meal ideas. So I started to write out what some of our go-to dinners are. These are things that don't require a recipe. They're kind of like easy, super easy peasy dinners when I'm just in a rut where I don't have a lot of time or I'm not feeling very creative. I can come here and pull from this. I've got a breakfast ideas list, a lunch ideas list, healthy snacks, healing foods. So certain, you know, green tea for this, you know, peppermint tea for this, chicken noodle soup, those kind of things. Just a little reminder to myself of what some of those healing foods are. And then I've got a place for DIY coffee and tea recipes. So I will continue to populate this as things come to me. And then I've got a whole spread about this awful thing called menopause, which I am in the early stages of and really shocked at how many symptoms there are. So I listed out the top 40 symptoms, and it's crazy. Burning tongue, like I'm experiencing. Itchy skin. Yeah, it's crazy. Nobody tells you about this. So anyway, just some reference information for myself, and that this is really part of the reason why I wanted to start keeping this anyway, so I can keep track of some of those symptoms. And then there are plenty of other notes pages that I'm thinking reference information, potentially journaling. Like, I just kind of want this to be a free space to do with what I want to do with from a health and wellness standpoint, and really have it go along with my health goals for 2025. And then back here in the back, I've got just a couple things. I've got some sticky notes. I've got some label stickers just in case I need them. These were extras, so I stuck them in here. And then I've got some cycle tracking stickers, so I can use those in the weekly pages or monthly pages. So that's my setup right now. I don't have anything in the big back pocket. It does have a big back pocket. I don't have anything back there yet, but I'm excited to really have a devoted place to capture this stuff. I think I'm at an age and a season of life where this is going to be more important to keep track of. And I'm also thinking that I would like to keep track of my husband's health. If you have a family member or a loved one, you know, you may want to think about incorporating them in your tracker as well. Or I also thought about if you are caring for someone like a parent, it would be good to have a dedicated space to keep that information. I thought this would be a good planner. The Hobonichi Weeks would be a good planner for that too. So I would love to hear from you. How are you thinking about health and wellness in 2025? Do you have a dedicated planner? Are you incorporating that into your regular planner? If so, how are you doing that? Do you have ideas for me that I should be thinking about for my planner devoted to health and wellness in 2025? I would love to hear all of that. Let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up so that I know. Subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.